Howdy, my name is John Wellman, and this is my brother Jude Wellman. And today we're going to take a deeper dive into March Madness, the magic of it, and should it expand? So, I just really, before we dive into expansion, I really wanted to talk about the magic of March Madness. There's been a ton of upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella stories. What kind of are some of your favorites from the past?
Uh, right now, I'll go the one recently, St. Peter's, 15 seed, going to the Sweet 16. It was very magical.
That was pretty crazy. They beat Kentucky in that run, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty good run. They had that point guard, Doug Eater, who was pretty good. The guy with the mustache. Yeah. Any other favorites?
I did like McNeese from last year, upsetting Clemson.
This past year, yeah.
It was really fun with their manager.
Yeah, with their manager. Yeah, he was a lot of fun. McNeese, yeah, pretty magical win over Clemson, I would say. Some of my favorite, I believe this was 2018, 2016, A&M versus Northern Iowa, about the last minute or so. I believe it was about 45 seconds left. They were down by 12 points, and they came back, tied it going into overtime, went to second overtime, and ended up winning after down double digits. I really found it historical. It was really good. They had Alex Caruso, a bunch of NBA players on that team.
Yeah, that was really magical.
And then we got Loyola Chicago was another run I loved. I believe they're 11 seed, and they made it all the way to the Final Four. They had Sister Jean, a really good campaign. I really enjoyed that moment.
It really was incredible.
And then some more magic from this tournament. I'm a manager for the basketball team, and I actually had a chance to travel and go watch our team and help out, watch them play Yale and Michigan. It was a really good experience. Just as soon as you get in that building, you can feel all the spirit and magic of it. It feels like no other sporting event. Just everything seems perfect, and it just feels like you're on the greatest stage in all of basketball, besides maybe the NBA Finals or something along that lines.
Oh, that sounds great.
All right. Now, Jude, do you think that we should expand the tournament?
I don't think so. There's some bubble teams. Maybe they should have gone over other teams. But say West Virginia, they were 6.
This is this past year?
Yeah.
Okay.
This past year they didn't get in, but they had 13 losses, 19 wins. To get in the tournament, you should have a better record than that, where your losses is almost more than your wins.
Yeah, I definitely agree. An example of that this past year, I mean, if they were to expand to maybe a larger format, such as 76 teams, 80 teams, 96 teams, they'd let in a team like, say, Wake Forest this past year. They were 21-11. They were kind of real inconsistent in conference play. They didn't have any really big wins. I feel like a team like that really doesn't have a good resume to even make the tournament, that's a Power 4 school, Power 5 school, would end up making the tournament. And I really don't think that's a good idea because, I mean, it would lower the bar. The games wouldn't be as exciting. Teams wouldn't be as good. You'd be watching pretty much, I guess, the toilet bowl in a sense. Another reason why I don't think that we should expand, I think it would decrease viewership. What do you think about that?
I agree too. Having so many games in a day and not as good of a quality, it would not be very good.
Yeah, I think viewers would get tired. They wouldn't want to watch as much because there's more games, and you'd lose viewership. You'd only get viewership on maybe those higher level games, end up being the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, National Championship, whatever. And you wouldn't be able to make, I mean, from a revenue aspect, you wouldn't be able to get as much money, but you'd lose from a interest aspect as well.
I think also there'd be like scheduling conflict because they're already starting games at 11 a.m. With that many more games, you might be starting like at 9 a.m. and that's very tough on the players.
I could see them still sticking at that 11 a.m. spot. They would probably have to expand to more television networks. I could see them expanding to more sites because they're going to have to hold a lot more competition in games. Another thing, an example, I mean, viewership's already breaking records. There's the saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I believe it was not this past year's tournament, but the year before, North Carolina State and Duke played, and they got over 15 million viewers, which broke records.
Wow.
And I just don't think they should switch that up. Yes, the power conferences are calling for it because they'd make more money, but the model they already have is doing so well that I think they should continue it. The only thing I think is if they were to expand a tournament like this, I think you have to give equal opportunities to mid-majors as well, because there's these small schools that they've only been to the tournament once in their entire history, and if you're adding in those Power Four schools, you're ripping away their chances at even winning one game, or having the ability to make magical runs like we've seen. Like this past year, we only had one mid-major actually win upset a team, and that was McNeese. They only won one game. They didn't make a run, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely would say that. Another thing, I think March Madness expansion wouldn't be good because it makes the tournament less prestigious, right? I think it would lower the bar too much. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that because you're adding these lower caliber teams that barely even made over 500 percentage in conference play, and they just made like some magical run in the conference tournament. I don't think that deserves you to be in the tournament.
Well, I feel like if they expanded and a lot more Power Four teams would get in, I don't think it'd be teams that would make these magical runs. If you win the conference tournament, you're automatic qualifier, right? So those should stay.
Yeah.
But I think if you're just letting almost every single team from Power Four conference in, like say, I believe the SEC had 13 teams in this year. If you're expanding, you're letting in that entire conference into the NCAA tournament, which I don't think should happen, because games wouldn't be as exciting. The regular season wouldn't matter as much. These guys wouldn't want to work harder in order to earn this achievement and make it to this prestigious tournament, right? It's a big honor to get selected.
Yeah.
And I just feel like from a certain aspect that this would just ruin the integrity of the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, talking about devaluing the regular season. If it's easier to get in this tournament, do you see regular season games really losing their intensity and meaning?
I agree, because it doesn't matter as much for getting these high quality wins with all these teams that conference play wouldn't matter as much, and I also think viewership would go down.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Viewership would go down. Fans would lose interest. You're not getting as these exciting runs by small schools that everyone's heard of. The St. Peter's runs, Loyola Chicago. A couple years ago, it was all double-digit seeds in the Final Four, and yeah, it was absolutely wild. Do you have any more thoughts about expansion? Anything you'd like to say to our viewers?
I would be open to adding maybe 4 more teams, but expansion beyond that would just destroy the tournament as it is and not make it so magical.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe adding a few more teams, but I feel like if you did that, okay, there'd be conversation. Why can't we expand it just a little more, and a little more, and a little more? And I feel like it would just keep ruining it. So I think I think we're at a good kind of standpoint where we have a couple playing games. You win one game, you're in. But I feel like if they did that, they should add a couple more playing games where it's almost a tournament, kind of like the NBA does.
Yeah.
Where you have multiple teams going for one bid. Say you have, if you're expanding, you're having 4 teams going for one spot in the bracket, or you're having, right. So it's 4 Power 4 schools and 4 mid-major schools, and they all have to battle it out, and the top 2 out of each get a bid or something like that.
Yeah.
But I really don't think expansion is good, even though from a revenue standpoint it might seem great for these Power 4 schools because more schools would make it in. I just don't think it's worth risking the integrity of the game.
I agree with you there. I would like to keep March Madness as it is to keep what makes it so special.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. And thanks. All right.